The Toltecs. The center of the Toltec region was Tula, which is near modern-day Tula de Allende in the state of Hidalgo in Mexico. Tula was an important regional center which reached its height as the capital of the Toltec Empire sometime between the fall of Teotihuacan and the rise of Tenochtitlan, so sometime around 900 to 1150 AD. Its sphere of influence reached as far away as the Yucatan Peninsula. The city at its height probably had a population of about 60,000 people. Tula was a fertile region near obsidian mines and on an important trade route. Its economic base was agriculture and the mining and crafting of obsidian. Tula traded obsidian for goods from as far away as Guatemala and Costa Rica. The Tula society is thought to have consisted of a ruling elite class, a craftsman class, a merchant class, and many farm workers. Many of the living quarters appear to have been abandoned by about 1150. The ceremonial center was burned and the pyramids destroyed sometime in the 1100s. Tula is not well understood, especially in its relation to its predecessor of Teotihuacan. There are no written records, and the archaeological evidence is scant. This is a picture of a depiction of an anthropomorphic bird-snake deity, probably Quetzalcoatl, at Tula in Hidalgo. One of the most debated questions is what, if any, relationship there might be between Tula and Chichen Itza in the Yucatan Peninsula. The idea comes from the fact that there are similarities in various art and architectural styles. There's evidence that they may have been connected through trade networks. The ceremonial center of the city is located on a limestone outcropping with steep banks on three sides, making it defensible. War and sacrifice are prominent themes at the site, with images representing warriors such as jaguars and coyotes, as well as eagles eating human hearts. There are also images of serpents eating skeletal figures and skulls in various areas. The main structures of the ceremonial center include two pyramids, two main Mesoamerican ball courts, and several large buildings, one with a series of columns which faced a large plaza. The large central plaza has space for 100,000 people. On three sides, there are long meeting halls with ceilings supported by columns, all facing the plaza, with over 1,000 meters of benches, which have stone reliefs depicting warriors and others in procession. The architecture indicates large ceremonies to be viewed by many. These ceremonies were dominated by warriors. The major attraction of the site is Pyramid B, also called the Pyramid of Quetzalcoatl or of the Morning Star. At the top of Pyramid B are four massive columns, each carved in the likeness of Toltec warriors, which once supported the roof of the temple on top of the pyramid. Each warrior figure is of basalt, 4 meters high, with an atlatl or spear thrower, incense, a butterfly-shaped chest plate, and a back plate in the shape of a solar disk. A large vestibule fronts the pyramid and connects it to nearby buildings. Today, this vestibule and Building C are a space filled with broken columns. Building C is better known as the Burnt Palace, named after evidence that it was burned. This pyramid is also surrounded by the Coatepantli, or Serpent Wall, which was later the inspiration for a similar structure in Tenochtitlan. According to the Annales de Coatliclan, the city of Tula was ruled by the priest king Che Acatl Topiltzin Quetzalcoatl from 923 to 947. Quetzalcoatl was regarded as a wise and benevolent ruler who made Tula a prosperous city in which their inhabitants, the Toltecs, were endowed with great qualities. He was regarded as a holy and pious man who engaged regularly in acts of penance. He preached against the practice of human sacrifices, arguing that the supreme deity whose name he took for himself wasn't pleased with the practice of ritual killings. According to a Spaniard, Bernardino de Sahagún, one day Topiltzin Quetzalcoatl was visited by an elderly man, said to be Tezcatlipoca in disguise, who offered him a medicine that would make him younger. This medicine was just a bowl of pulque, and after tasting it, the king invited his sister, the priestess Quetzalpetlatl, to drink with him, with both of them getting drunk soon after. Because of their drunkenness, both siblings forgot their sacred duties and acted disgracefully, damaging their reputations. Quetzalcoatl left Tolan in 947 and traveled to the east to the mythical land of Tlaxcalan, which according to tradition was located on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. There, Quetzalcoatl took a canoe and immolated himself. Mexican historian Vicente Riva Palacio argues that Quetzalcoatl died earlier in 931 and that the event triggered political instability in Tula, eventually leading to an important migration of Toltecs to other parts of Mesoamerica around 981, especially to the Yucatan Peninsula, where they would mainly settle at the city of Uxmal. Regardless of the exact date of Quetzalcoatl's death, traditional accounts indicate that at the end of the 10th century, a religious war broke out between members of the cult of Tezcatlipoca and the supporters of Quetzalcoatl. The adherents of Quetzalcoatl didn't favor large-scale human sacrifices, which were largely suppressed by Seacatl Topiltzin during his reign, while the adherents of Tezcatlipoca regarded them as an essential part of their religion. A second war between the two groups from 1046 to 1110 ended with the defeat of the followers of Quetzalcoatl. Those who supported Seacatl Topiltzin fled Tolan, with a sizable portion of these exiles heading towards the Maya cultural area. Toltec heritage became a symbol or a sign of nobility in most of Mesoamerica. Because of this, many rulers of later kingdoms and empires would claim Toltec lineage as a way to legitimize their own power, including the Aztec emperors, the Mixtec kings in Oaxaca, and even rulers as far away as Guatemala.